So I'm sure you've all heard the news. That was such a bummer. It was really so unexpected that it's like, a lot of times there's signs that someone's leaving, and you could say that with his album that he's coming out with. And I was always had in the back of my mind whenever someone comes out with some solo work, like Mish and Scott with Superfruit, working on Superfruit music, Kirsty doing her first solo thing, Kevin always doing solo stuff, but it's never been like a serious concern to me because obviously I justified it by the fact that they were all started to do their solo work. It wasn't just one person. But little did we know. And it's weird because Avi did a live stream not too long ago, like a couple of weeks ago. It'll be interesting if we go back, if you see, like, what kind of questions did he answer? Did he answer anything about upcoming Pentatonix stuff, I wonder? You don't really pay any mind to that at the time. Well, this is a huge loss, and I don't know what Pentatonix are gonna do now, because it's not Pentatonix, it's Pentatonix. It literally doesn't work. It's kind of like Fifth Harmony, how they lost a member. It doesn't make sense having Fifth Harmony as a name. Pentatonix. It's like a bass is a pretty serious part. Like, it's not something that it's not something that another member can just fill really easily. Because it's like Scott is the closest one to being able to do a bass, and it's not near as good and polished as Avi's. And so the logical step in a band would be to replace that member or get another bass player. But Pentatonix is something different. And if they tried to do that, I don't think people would accept it at all. So many bands in the past have done that, replacing members, getting new members and stuff. But Pentatonix is such a like community-based group. You know, you get to love the people specifically and personally. So I don't know what they're gonna do. That's a big hole to fill. And like I said, I don't think they can really fill it. You can't just bring in some random guy off the street and expect for it to work. So they really have to consider their next few moves very carefully. But I was just thinking, with that video, watching that video, I got so emotional watching that. Seeing Avi get emotional and all the others sitting next to him like that. I was thinking how from now on it's going to be really bittersweet listening to Pentatonix music and all these Pentatonix songs where Avi has a big moment. These were always some of my favorite moments too, is when Avi would just come in with that solo. Now I'm thinking just listening to the music is going to be bittersweet. The Pentatonix Marathon, once we do a new session of that, that's going to be really bittersweet because, wow. knowing that that piece is missing as you're watching through all these videos with him in there. Avi has so much personality, and the PT experience videos, you really get the shine. And it's going to be a huge missing piece. I will of course support him in his music, but really, honestly, it's not really the same kind of music. Obviously, it's very different music. So it's not. It's never a good argument to say, well, he's always there. I've heard like groups in the past where they're like, well, they're still making music, or they're still doing this, whatever it be, YouTube or whatever. They're still doing this. You can still watch them, but no, it's not the same. They're not with the same people. It's not the same thing. So it doesn't. One does not replace the other. Just. It's great that he's still doing music. It's great that he's doing what he loves, but wow, 6 years he's been a part of that. I'm really gonna miss the Mitch. I'm gonna miss the Kevin and Avi dynamic. That's the meat and the potatoes right there. It was always so good. You had the trio, and then you had Kevin and Avi, meat and potatoes. And Kevin and Avi were really, really close, and now it's just the trio plus Kevin. So, oof. I don't know what they're gonna do. But the first video they do after Avi leaves, I'm done. You're gonna see 4 people in a Pentatonix video. Wow. Well, thanks for everything, Avi.